All right, we back. Welcome to another episode of L.A.M.A.R.R Show. We love art, music, and real rap. Real rap meaning real conversation. And if you like the same, click the like, subscribe, comment, and/or share. Either way, it's always appreciated and never hated. Today, man, this guy right here. One day I was listening to a song. I'm like, yo, damn, yo, who made this beat? I thought it was somebody else, and I had to go look it up. For people who don't know, make sure y'all go look it up, man. Especially if you say you want to rap, whatever you want to do, make sure y'all go do your homework. That's the most important. You can't make it anywhere without knowing who is who. You might walk past this guy. You definitely might walk past and be like, yo, you didn't even know who this was. Introducing Haas Almahdi.
All right.
How you feeling, man? You're welcome, man. You made it.
Appreciate you. Nah, the trip was good. You know what I mean? I took an Uber here because I was not trying to take 7 trips to Brooklyn and shit. So, yeah, we just vibed out. Me and my artist, KYD. Besides that, yeah, I came to show some love. Like, you know, I'm always down to talk about, you know, my life or how I got to where I'm at. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm a very humble person. Realistic. You know what I mean?
See. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I hope you're not, man. I want you to talk to your shit.
I am.
You be talking your shit in there, but nah, sometimes I need to talk your shit because I feel like you got some anthems that you produce. Like, it's not you just produce any songs. Like, you produce like your first couple of placements is like big hits, especially for underground. A lot of people might know, but they big hits, and I feel like they should be on the radio because people complain about, oh, we missing this sound, and you brought that back. Like, not you alone, but you helped bring it back, and I feel like we can definitely talk about it.
Oh yeah,
we can get in there.
We gonna talk about that.
So where you from, man? Let people know where you from.
I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. Unfortunately, I was raised in San Diego, California.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so my parents were the military, so we moved over there in Connecticut. But yeah, I lived there my whole life. You know what I mean? I met a lot of good people, really talented people that was there. But I never met anybody that was really committed to music. It was more just fun and trying to be popular in the local areas. But yeah, man, like that whole venture of me making beats, bro, like it's a long ass story.
No, it is. No, we're gonna do it because we're gonna jump around, Chester. We're gonna jump around. So wait, so how old were you? You came from San Diego to New Haven.
So I was born there. So I left when I was 2. So we moved to at first it was Stamford, Connecticut.
All right.
Yeah, so we moved there. So I think I was like 6, 7, and then we moved to New York. So we lived in New York, lived in Queens, we lived in Fort Greene, and then we moved right back to Connecticut, and then just lived there the rest of my life. So
did you ever go back and visit San Diego?
Nah.
Maybe
Would
you go back?
Maybe one day. Though.
I think you should. Now that you're older, you definitely should go back.
I got some cousins over there. I just haven't met them and stuff, but I would definitely love to go over there. So
you like this? Like, it's always nice weather too.
Nice weather.
Yeah. So
I'm going to like a session there in 3 months. So in Los Angeles.
Oh shit! So that's like a little homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh shit! See. Yeah, that's big, man. That's big.
That'd be dope.
All right, what were you listening to growing up? Like your parents, what was they listening to? Maybe that might inspire you. What you listening to?
My mom listened to neo soul music.
All right.
Like the whole Erykah Badu's Common music, Soul Child. My pops listened to a lot of hip hop, so definitely Gangstar, DJ Premier. Everything Premier produced on every rapper, like that's how I knew who they were. You know what I mean? Damn, there's so many people. Pete Rock. It's crazy because he do listen. He know producers.
No, yeah, people.
You know, like L.A.M.A.R.R. Like he told me all those people. So that's all he do is bump in his car, bump in the house. This is who this is. This is who this is. This is real music right here. This is hip hop at its finest. You know what I mean? Like this is that golden era shit. You know what I mean? So imagine me hearing that age 6 to whatever 13, 14. That's all I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. So, but I'm very diverse. You know what I'm saying? Jazz music too. So my dad listened to like Duke Ellington.
Okay.
I forgot this other female name, but there's a couple other people. So they're real diverse. You know what I'm saying?
Did they play any instruments?
I heard that my grandmother did from my dad's side. Like she played like the piano and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know from my mom's side. My mom could sing.
Right.
No one has anything else.
Hey, you had to make a beat.
Yeah.
You had to do that. Nah, for real, you might have to do that. So hearing all that. All right, wait. So because you said 6 around this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, I know how it is. You just absorbing all that music, even if you don't know the words. Yeah, subconsciously. Because later, like now that I'm older, certain songs, I Shazam it. I'll be like, yo, cause I know it'll be in my head, and I can't stop until I find the song. I'll be like, yo, I'll be like, shh, holding up to the TV.
I'm the same way. I got that right there. But
As you should, man. Technology on that aspect, like certain things, it definitely helps. It definitely benefits. You just can't abuse it. But it definitely benefits.
Hell yeah.
All right, so now middle school, because now it's changed. Oh, wait. So did you start to play any instruments around this time? Anything like that? No. Nope. All right, because middle school is when you kind of start to find a little bit the beginning of who you are a little bit. So what was middle school like?
Middle school, I was playing ball. My dad, he played a lot of basketball, so he had me train. He was training me for basketball, but he didn't want me. It was crazy. He trained me to play basketball, but he didn't want me to play for the team.
So what he wanted you to do? He
wanted me. I don't know. It's like he wanted me to have an academic scholarship. He didn't want me to rely on having like a athletic scholarship.
That makes sense.
So it was a weird in between stage. But he I think I was like 6th grade, and then he brought a keyboard.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. The first one he brought was it was a music software called Music Creator Pro, some shit like that. And it was an old ass computer we had, so he put it on there.
Like desktop type shit.
Yeah, like desktop shit. And I was like, what is this? He goes, oh, you can make music on this.
Oh shit.
So he's playing around with stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I'm just dibbling that one. I ain't really take it serious, you know what I mean? But I was playing with it more than he did, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, was it for him or was it for him?
Oh. Yeah, I was just being nosy because he's on this. So I'm like, what's my dad doing on this all day on this thing? So yeah, I just started playing with it, but it was cool. It was cool, but it didn't really motivate me. I was busy playing ball and stuff like that. So
what about what's the one for the PlayStation?
Oh yeah, that
because a lot of people they always say
I heard everyone say that.
Yeah, everybody started with that. I forgot what it's called. They say that's like the blueprint for like FL.
That's what I heard.
Is that you telling me that? Oh,
I forgot what that PlayStation music thing. I forgot what it's called, but I never had that. Yeah, I never had.
No, you just because that's the first time I ever heard the computer one. Like somebody having a computer program.
Old Music Creator Pro, bro. I don't think they even make the software.
Is that like a DAW?
No. Yeah, it's a DAW, but it's like it requires you to have real instruments, which is whack. So I'm like, how is it a DAW?
Oh yeah.
You gotta plug it in, use a real keyboard or real. So I was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, no, fuck that.
It sounded cheap and cheesy. I don't know. I was like, I'm good.
Wait, can you even use a keyboard? Oh no, because you still gotta use an instrument.
Still gotta use an instrument.
Like I'm like nope, keyboard.
You just hit R for record, space bar to play, and that's it. You gotta really play the instruments. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So, yeah, it was whack.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. That's whack. That's whack, man. That's whack. But shout out to your dad though. Shout out to your dad.
Nah, it's the first start. Yeah.
So now middle school. So now high school. What's going on in high school?
High school.
You still playing ball?
High school, I was still playing ball. And then, like my sophomore year, my dad bought this keyboard. It was a Roland Phantom X8, and he was like, before he bought it, he was like, "Let's go to the music store." So he bought me the Sam Ash.
Sam Ash, alright.
Yeah, so
I was gonna ask one. Was it the Sam Ash Guitar Center or what's the third one?
Guitar Center, Sam Ash.
Not Sam Ash, but it's close to it, like Club something, right? Something like that.
Some weird name. Yeah. I forgot what it is.
But Sam Ash, yeah.
But he brought me over there, so he was like, "What do you want to get?" And I was like, "I don't get what?" And he was like, "I'm gonna show you some stuff." So he showed me the MPC. I think it was an MPC 60, and then he was like, "Do you want to get that?" And I was like, "Maybe," but he said you're gonna need some like memory cards or some shit like that. And then he was like, "There's a keyboard here," so I'm playing with the keyboard, playing around with it. He said, "You want that?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah, I want to get. It was an 88 keyboard, big as hell. You know what I mean? He's like, "All right, let's do this." So he bought it. We brought it to the house.
And you ain't know how to play this time. You just grabbed it.
I was fascinated. I was having fun with what it sounds like. Okay, I could.
Wait, is that the one where you can like change the sound? Like, what? You don't need to plug it up.
No, you plug it up, but you could make it has like I think a 16 pad like pads like a MPC.
Yeah.
But it has like 88 keyboard. Shit. That's all. It's touchscreen. Like it's crazy. Damn. It was crazy. I think it was like 4Gs or something like that. Yeah. So I was like, it's my birthday present, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, he brought it to the house and he started making music on it. That's when I first started hearing. Because my dad started getting into house music, so he started making house music shit on there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of hard. Like, how you do that? Like, what the heck? I'm sitting here watching him. He's doing it. You know what I mean? So like I used to play it when he like at work or something like that. You know what I mean? Because every time I was with him, he felt like I was disturbing him because he's in his own. You know what I'm saying? He's in his own. But that's how I started. When you go to work, I'll hop on that shit and put the headphones on at night so no one hear me. Just start playing with shit, just see how it comes out. Yeah. After that, I made like my first beat, which was trash. But I was like, yo, I love this shit. I had a girlfriend at the time. it was like I used to hang out with her and then started just.
You did.
You know what I mean? She's like, "What's going on?"
I
said, "Nah, I kind of like this music shit. Fuck this music shit." Like my brother know, bro. I fell in love with that shit. Like I broke up with her because of that. Like that's sad, but like I had passion for that shit. You know what I mean? And she was like, "This is stupid." I said, "Nah, I love this shit."
What year? What time is this?
That'd be like 16.
But what time? Like the 90s? Is it 2000s?
Early 2000s. I want to say 2000. Because I graduated in 2006, so this shit had to be like 2005. I think it was like 2005. That shit was over with. So as soon as that shit got my head, it was over with, bro. Like I was like, bro. And then on top of that, once I started understanding, like I started watching YouTube videos because I want to understand how to make chords.
That's when YouTube first got popular.
Yeah,
so
they would teach you how to make like chords, like you know how Alicia Keys make the songs, and I started studying it, and I started getting better at it. So I know how to do like the ninth chords, all them cheesy shit, the minute chords. You know what I mean? So I got better at that shit. Now I was like, all right, so how the hell you make a beat? And I started listening to my uncle was a DJ at the time.
Okay.
So also my uncle put me on to like when I go to his house in New York, he lived in Queens. He had tons of records. Every time I touch one of his fucking records, he'd be like, "You gotta turn this shit around and read the credits before you touch my disc." So I guess it's just an appreciation thing. So I remember the first one was it was a song with Keith Murray. It was a remix. I think something you can't beat the rhyme, some shit like that. But Jay Dilla did a remix for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this beat is fucking crazy, bro. So I'm reading the credits, and that's how I knew who Jay Dilla was at the time. And then I started like looking at YouTube videos and like how they make the drums like that, where they getting the kick and the snares, the hi hats, all this. That shit started just expanding my brain. I'm like, this shit is deeper. Like, how they do this shit? You know what I mean? So I ended up buying like a memory card because you need a memory card to put into the Phantom X. So my ass literally go on YouTube videos and try to find a little, like, let's say I find a record, let's say it's like a Jay Dilla beat or a song he had, and let's say he left the snare open, I'll steal that shit, like rip that shit. I got my own snare, I got this own kick, I got this hat. I did that for a whole 5 months, bro. Every DJ Premier beat, I steal every little snare that was open. You know, little gaps.
Yeah.
Steal them shits, boom. Knife Wonder, I'm stealing them shits manually by myself. Or I find records that my uncle has, I'll just replay it and then get that open drum break. And then I have a whole collection of sounds for myself. You know what I mean? So once I started doing my beats, he know too. Like, as soon as I start the beat, bro, like, as soon as I turn on the computer, I gotta find the kick, so I'm going through every kick. You know what I mean? Just mad sounds, bro.
Sound thief.
Yeah, like, but that trained my ear. Like, what's a good sound? Like, what's a good kick? What's a good, snare? Because it all complements each other with the melody. You know what I mean? So that took me some time. You know what I mean? But that keyboard started it all, bro. Like,
well, I don't know if we should be talking about this right now on camera. You telling everybody you stealing their drums and shit, dude?
Fuck that, bro. Hip hop is built on stealing shit, bro.
Nah, yeah, that's a fact.
Everyone's
borrowing. Let's say borrowing, because there are people who
pirating, bro.
Yeah, pirating. Yeah, there we go. All right, so basically, you taught yourself music theory.
Yes, yep.
And that's early, because like that's 2006. That's right when YouTube started. So. Yep. Now you got directly what you were searching for instead of you got to look through all these videos and all that.
For sure.
So do you remember how many times did you give up? Let me ask you that. Did you never?
No, because how I really started was once I knew how to make a beat, I was like, all right, this shit sound cool. Now I'm gonna find my favorite producers and I want to see how it can sound like them. So the first one was Knife. I was like obsessed with Knife Wonder. And I was like, I'm gonna try to sound just like him.
Yeah.
So like, again, he has an open kick snare. I'm taking that shit, and then I'm gonna try to find a loop and try to see if I can make it sound sonically just like his. The bass, everything. So that shit took me like 3 months. Got it mastered. I said, okay, I'm better than Knife. Let me find the next one. So I did Just Blaze. I try to hear the pattern. It sounds like weirdo shit.
No, trust me, I get it.
Sonically, I try to like understand like why they're the way they are, and I realize they put hard work in this shit. It's more than just putting shit in. There's a reason behind every decision. You know what I'm saying?
Science.
So I studied Just Blaze. I see how he did like drum rolls or how he do like certain bass lines. I figured he find samples that sound energetic, like anthem like. So I had to find sounds that's like that. Once I perfected that, I was like, I'm better than him. The next one, I went to like, DJ Premier. That shit was easy. I did that like in 2 weeks. I was like, his shit is too easy. I could do that. You know what I mean? So the more I start emulating them, I'm like, all right, cool. The very last one was Alchemist. Because I like his was very dark.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that type of presence. My shit was like more like soulful. But his shit sound like you're in the grimy streets trying to fucking run away from a fucking thief or something. You know what I mean? So like
cowboy shit.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the realest. Doom. Yeah, you're right. You're
dark shit, bro. You know what I mean? But it was hard. You know what I mean? It was hard. But I was like, let me do this. So I had to like train my mind on like I gotta find dark sounding stuff. But there's a certain cadence that you need with that. I don't know. It's hard to describe it. But once I study him, you know, his drum patterns, the certain bass lines he does, certain samples. Like he liked to sample like foreign samples. I realized you don't really do American samples, all from like Russia or some shit from France. And they all hard. They better than way better than American ones. So then I started digging the crates and start buying shit from different countries too. I'm like, they're hard, bro. So that's where I realized that. Once I got to the Alchemist level, I said I'm ready.
Those Asian strings, like now you say that like a lot now. Yeah, I feel you.
They're crazy, bro. Brazilian composers, like yo.
That's how Jay Dilla got that sample for Tribe. What song is that?
The Runaway? No, Run. Something. Yeah, it was a Japanese.
Yeah. Because they're not even.
Find My Way.
Yeah, Find My Way.
Make words out of that.
Yo,
like that.
Yeah, that's the crazy. When I found that out, I'm like, yo, that's a
dope.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah. So if y'all looking for you know we can't.
Nope. You ain't getting shit. Find it on your own.
Find it on your own. So now at this time, now that you mastering your skill, like, are you looking for rappers? Did you ever rap?
I did. Back in the day, man. I wanted to be a battle rapper and shit.
like today's battle rapper, or just you want to just battle like you got bars?
Today's because I was into like the Sue Surf, the fucking
Shout to Surf.
Not DNA at the time. I forgot the other guy. It was a couple. Daylight.
Daylight. People sleep on.
Yeah, so like I started battle rapping and shit, but I was like, it's not for me because I went into a battle one time, I thought I was ready. Nah, the boy killed me. His name was Fuego. This the Spanish guy. I remember you, dog. Like, he destroyed me, bro.
Dang, yeah.
I said I'm gonna go beat making, bro. This ain't for me.
I'm gonna just go over
here, bro. Yeah. I gave it a shot. You know?
I feel you. So after that, you ain't even tried this, like.
Hell no.
He fucked me up. Damn, he did die. He fucked me up. Damn.
He made it intentional. Like, you're not built for this, dog. Like, don't
who went first?
I did. I had the whole lyrics written down, so everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Punchlines, you know what I mean? But he came at me with everything I was saying. I don't know what you call that word where you.
Like rebuttal.
He was rebuttal. Oh my god! It was like, come at me, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn, bro.
Damn.
I'm like, I'm about to walk. He's like, no, I walk away. And he right after that. I was like, all right, you.
He ain't following.
Nah. He was vicious.
That sound.
So I was like, yeah, you got this.
All right, because I figured there's a reason why you want to talk about it. Now I see why. It's all good. Yeah. Shout out to Fuego, or not shout out to. I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing.
All right, so now that's it. And sometimes that's a blessing, you know, because it brought you to that direction.
Correct.
Of like, you need to stay here.
Right.
Like, you can do this, but stay here.
For sure.
So now, were you looking for anybody around like to produce for, or did you want to start going looking for placements?
I was working with these people. They were rapping. It was like five people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all very diverse. There was this guy that rapped like Eminem, but he was black. This other guy, he rapped like intellectual. They had their own styles. They're hard. So I was working at CVS at the time. That's where I like moved in New Haven like 2 months after. So they heard me playing beats when I was like at the register. Like, yo, who made these beats? I said, it's me. Oh, you make beats? You don't look like a beat maker. I said, I don't look like a beat maker. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? So they're like, yo, let's meet up like next week or something. So I get the numbers, and they rapping on my shit. First I heard somebody rap on my shit, so I got excited. I was like, this is cool. Like, but then what do you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like they rapping on 60 of my beats and shit like that. So nothing's happening. I'm like, what do? Do we go?
Give it to people? And you sending them to them, or
sending it to them, or in person, like put on the burn on the CD. Then I said, burn on the CD, give it to them. You know what I mean? Or put on the MP3.
Damn, you bringing it back.
Yeah, that's old USB sticks, flash drives. Y'all kids don't know about that. But anyway, I was giving it to them. And they rapping on it. So I got like 60 tracks done. And I'm like, okay, so how do we get paid from it? Who we give it to? Like, how we send it to a label? Niggas ain't know nothing about that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out the answers, like the business side. The rapper side is cool, But if no one knows you, it's just sitting there.
Yeah, just
You know what I'm saying? So that part was frustrating me. So I'm sitting here cranking out, and then there's no output. You know what I mean? For me to happen. So I'm like, yo, I can't do this. So I was like, fuck it. So I just cut them off. You know what I mean? It was also a time where I was working at this job, and there's like 3 other rappers I was working with. So they actually took it serious. They started doing a tour. People were like fucking with them and shit like that. So I was like, all right, we got a little buzz or whatever. But what happened was we just had a fall. They had life shit going on. You know what I mean? Like kids and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I'm by myself again. So meanwhile, my brother over there was with me throughout the whole thing, seeing the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Just soaking everything in. And he was like, I rap. And I was like, where? So he started rapping. I said, like, you know, make beats for him. I was like, oh, he's hard. He's pretty hard. Like, for a little guy, too. You know what I mean? So I'm flooding him with shit, and he just, like, surprising me. You know what I mean? So I just started doing shit with him. I started doing, like, instrumental tapes, like beat tapes on SoundCloud. So I was getting a little buzz off of that. But, again, I didn't know about promoting, marketing. Like, everyone thinks you make beats or you make a song, you post it online, it's going to blow up out of nowhere. That shit doesn't happen, bro. Like, I'm being real. It doesn't happen.
And I'm glad you brought that up because there's also a danger side to that because you could get your shit stolen.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying?
Every time. I was one of them. Shit stolen all the time.
Stolen by like someone in the majors?
Rappers, majors, like, didn't tell me shit. Like, you know what I mean? I had opportunity one time to work with this dude. I don't remember his artist name, Red Spider. He used to be signed to G Unit.
Or SPYDA.
I think SPYDA or something like that.
That was like around the time. I know
that was time when Game was like.
Yeah, they did. It was Red Spider and what was the other guy from Cali too?
Yeah,
I know you're talking about
Lamont, something Bishop Lamont, I think.
Damn, yeah, they had another. Because you bringing up more.
Yeah,
them and
there's somebody.
I forgot his name. They on the Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, they are on there. I forgot their names.
All right.
But yeah, he hit me up on Facebook, and I was like, this can't be real, bro. So he's like, nah, it's me, dog. Like, so he gave me his number. I called. I remember I told my parents, I'm like, I'm about to send him some beats. Let's make it happen. So I'm sending it to him. Yeah. He cut to it, but then like made the song, and I didn't get paid for this shit. So I didn't understand none of that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm contacting him like, hey, so do I get paid? Nah, that was just for the culture. You know what I mean? Like, we just, you know, doing it for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Yo, that word triggers me, dog. That word for the culture.
That's what I was thinking about. I was trying not to laugh when you said it. Nah, yeah.
Trigger word for me, dog.
Nah, I feel you.
I forgot. If I meet any artists that say we doing it for the culture, bro, I'm leaving the room, bro. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I'm not doing it. So that shit happened.
Yeah.
And then it just nothing happened. It just fell out because he didn't do no with his career anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then Havoc hit me up, and I was like, oh shit, Havoc from Mobb Deep. He's like, we looking for beats. So I sent him some beats. He recorded some shit. But again, nothing ever happened. I don't know what happened after. But they have my beats.
Is this G Unit Mobb Deep?
This is G Unit Mobb Deep.
All right, damn.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. But nothing happened. So I just moved on. But so that happened, and I just started making just more instrumentals and beats and put on SoundCloud and call it a day. But then I was like, you know what? Let me do the beats and then just work a regular job. So that's what I was doing at the same time throughout that whole time. And then.
But you got you sometimes, you know, because that shit will fund.
That's facts. And I never forced it. It just naturally happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? I ain't know nothing. I ain't promote, market. I ain't know nothing. It just happened. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. I ain't think nothing of it. And then one of my friends I used to know, he produces too. He was like, yo, you should join this beat battle thing. I forgot what it's called, bro. It was called this shit old. Remember what it was called? Oh, I Standard. It was called I Standard Battle. I Standard Battle. They had everybody there. So I signed up. You had to pay like $250 and then hope that they like your beats and be on there. So I paid it $250. I flooded them with like 5 of my best beats. They hit me up like a week later, and I said, all right, cool. So they hold the event in Brooklyn on there.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I asked my boys if they could come. They couldn't go. So I went by myself. I said, fuck it, I'll go by myself. So I went over there. And then they set me up, you know, getting prepared and shit. I was the only dude, bro, from Connecticut and New York. Everybody else was from New York. I'm from Bed-Stuy yet. Who Brooklyn at? Everybody going,
what's your Brooklyn at?
It's Jersey, where you at, baby? I'm like, Connecticut, where you at? That shit straight crickets. I said, fuck it, I'm here. I was like, I'm here, bro. So like, you know, the first three are playing their beats. You know, I'm sitting there vibing, like listening to this shit. I was like, it's hard. And I see the judges coming. The judges was this dude named K Quick. He's an engineer. He engineered for like it's like the whole TDE. So he engineered for them. Their producer at the time for TDE. What was his name? Willie something Willie. Willie B.
Willie.
Was it Willie B?
Yeah, Willie B.
Willie B. Willie B. He's on there. He was there. L.A.M.A.R.R was there.
All right.
What's the other dude from what's his name? Bink was there.
Oh, Bink. You know Bink. Yeah.
He was there. And there's another one too. I forgot his name.
That's a good one though.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. So they bump into this shit. They got like 7 6s and shit. So I turned my shit on, put my first beat on. This guy's like, I'm seeing, L.A.M.A.R.R is like, I look up to L.A.M.A.R.R, so I'm looking at him the whole time. This nigga bumping his head. I said, yeah, my head, like, he fucking with this. And then he got up, he said, yo, this nigga from Connecticut? Nah, you sound like you from New York, nigga. Don't be lying, bro. And I was like cheesing like a motherfucker, bro. So they heard the second beat, and he was like, But the other dude, I think, wherever I said his name is, K Quick. He was like, yeah, I like this dude. He's fired. Third beat, they heard it. They were just going crazy. So I was like, all right, so I'm in this bitch. So, he said, all right, you got an 8, you got a 9, you got a 9, you got a 9. So I was in there, you know what I'm saying? So there was like 10 contestants or 12. So I managed to beat the first round. Then I went to the second round. And then there's this producer, bro. Like I beat him, but he got a placement off of Nothing Could Stop Me. I'm all the way up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I beat that nigga, but he got a placement, big ass placement off of that shit. But he played that beat at the tournament. So when I heard, I said, that shit crazy, bro. I'm like, yo, everybody just, you know what I mean? So I'm playing my hardest shit, so I managed to beat him on that. You know what I mean? So the third round came, and then I won that shit. You know what I mean? So
shit. I
got like a keyboard, some other shit too.
What kind of keyboard, if you remember?
I think it was a Motif. I think it was a Motif I had. There was I think I got like a backpack. I got some sounds from them, like a CD and shit, like drum kits and shit. And then also just like some form of publicity show me on their website and shit like that. But yeah, the best part wasn't that. The best part was after the fact, because like, again, I got to meet L.A.M.A.R.R and have a conversation with him, build that relationship. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, you hard, keep going at this shit. Like, I see you going places. Remember me, bro. Like, I remember you, so I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I was like, I respect that. And K Quick and everybody else, you know what I mean? And meeting the people afterward that want to meet me, like, yo, we should, you have business cards. I have business cards, getting people cards, you know what I mean? So that part was the best part, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't go to the other tournament, which was in Texas, because I had a job and a girlfriend at the time, had my own place. So I said, fuck it, I didn't even continue with the shit. But the owner of the place, his name was Jay Hatch. So he had like major relationships with all these major artists. So he always kept in touch with me. So he's like, yo, send me beats so I could send blah, blah, blah. So that helped right there, you know what I'm saying? Because you give me opportunities and I'll just flood them with beats and then go from there. But that was good. That was a good experience. Yeah.
So how important are relationships? I mean, because you keep speaking on relationships. So
the relationship's important, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know how to not be fucking awkward. Like, how to talk to people, be a real person.
Yeah.
Have genuine relationships, be a good person. You know what I mean? People could feed off of that. Like, if you're not a good, genuine person, like, you're not going to get these blessings of life. Don't try. Just be yourself. Like, I mean, a lot of people, they be trying too hard, bro. Like, you can tell you're not being yourself. Like, a lot of producers I met just, bro, like, you don't act like that when you're home. I know you're not. You're a human person, right? Right? You eat like me, right? You shit like me. You piss like me, right? You're just like me, bro. Right? We have a goal we're trying to get to. Why are you acting away like that? You know what I mean? So, a lot of relationships I cut off with people just because of that energy. I'm big off energy, bro. Energy's crazy. Don't be around me, bro. Cause you blocking me.
Nah,
I take that serious, bro.
No, I understand.
I don't care just who you are, how big you are, bro. If your energy's off, I don't want to be around it, bro.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
So now, you did the beat battle. You got a little bit of exposure. You kept that relationship. Yeah. So you said so now where did that bring you?
So after that, I was like, all right, cool. I'll make beats for a little bit. I started doing YouTube. So I started, I'm really good at 2K. Like, really good. No cap, none of that. Like, Not lying, no.
Yeah, that's what everybody say, man.
I got some videos, bro.
What you an Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
I should have bought the. I should have bought the PlayStation. I should have bought the. I bought the TV. I should have bought the PlayStation. Nah, because that's how they always start, man. They be talking that 2K stuff.
Nah, like this real shit. So like, my name, my YouTube channel was Black Rain. That was my name, Black Rain. I'm really good at that shit. Like no lie, like competitive level. So I started playing. You know, my team.
I don't play that. I play people.
I play that and that too, so I'm good at both. So I was ranked #1 like for a whole 5 years. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah, no one's touching me. And I'm not being cocky. It's the truth. Like, because I play ball, I know how to translate it to the game. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing tutorials and teaching people how to play the game and do playbooks and shit. So people start calling me the 2K guru and shit. Yeah. So I did that for like 4 years, bro.
Oh, on YouTube you do?
Yeah, YouTube. Okay. Like, I show myself on a green screen. I'm, you know, going sick. I can't, you know what I mean, or whatever.
So you Twitch before Twitch?
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got a little buzz. And then on top of it, every beat I make, I'll put it in the video. So dudes ask me, who made that beat in there? Like, what's that beat in there? You know? And then I get a sale.
Intentional, like, or you just was doing it?
It's like if I'm making beats, I'm also just
play.
Yeah, expose myself, you know what I mean? So I started learning about marketing, so I started doing that. So using Google ads and shit like that. So it started giving me a buzz and people started buying my beats and started watching my videos. So like I had that in between, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, oh, he good at 2K. He does YouTube videos, he does content, and he make beats. Like, it's just crazy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I did that for 4 years, bro. That helped out a lot. You know, I managed to get like it's like a small publishing deal I had for being on YouTube. So like, if you reach a certain mark, they give you like a small publishing deal. So that was cool. And then me and my girl broke up. We had like a fight, and I just stopped doing YouTube. Kind of like messed me up. Like, like mental health messed me up. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm good, bro. So I just stopped there and it started working a regular job, and then making beats on the side, but I never like pursued it. You know what I'm saying?
Just a hobby.
Just a hobby. You know what I'm saying? And then I was trying.
Were you expressing yourself through the? Were you expressing yourself through the beats at that time?
I was.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah. It was like my way of channeling like my issues and my emotions.
No, I
get it.
I get it.
But them beats would sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would sound crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try to get into like a trucking business or whatever. You know, I'm trying to be a truck driver.
You chasing the money?
Yeah,
I see you business oriented.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to chase some money, learn things, try to be a self-entrepreneur. I try to do everything I can.
Because everything you saying, all this stuff that you saying is crazy. I'm vision. That's what everybody trying to do now. Like with the Twitch thing, you saying you got the publishing off of that a little. People would have signed you today for all of that. We need you to come make this content. You make beats too, all in one. That'd just be your channel.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't know I was doing that early too.
Yeah, no. Oh shit. So you innovated.
Yeah, that's a fact. God damn.
Yeah, that's some shit, man. Well, we here to state the facts.
All right, I appreciate it, man. So I tried the CDL driving shit, and then there's a person I know in the past when I was a little kid. He was I saw him on an ad, and I was like, "There's no way this is dude." So he was like a multi-platinum producer. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I'm not gonna say his name, but he's super popular. But so he was doing a program, so I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, like you really doing this shit?"
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all the plaques, bro, like billboards, #1s, all that shit. I didn't know none of that shit is, bro. I didn't know none of that stuff. So I was like, "Yo, I'm about to just pay this dude. I don't care how much." So he's like, "All right, yo, I'll charge you this, and I'll teach you everything." So he taught me the business side of music. He taught me how to make relationships. He taught me how to sell myself, how to be a brand, like everything, bro. I never knew none of this shit, bro. How to understand or cater to an artist's music. Or how do you contact these people? Like, where do you got to go to make relationships? Like, everything from A to Z. And then I was telling my brother, I said, bro, I'm going back in music, bro. I'm in this shit. He was like, "You sure?" I said, "No, I'm locked in. Like, I'm in, bro." I said, "Forget the CEO. I'm committing to this." Once I got everything I wanted, I knew like what I wanted to do. I bought like a board that I call like a manifestation board, right? So like, he had me read books, so that's why I'm big into. But if you saw, like, I'm big into books, so he put me on that. So like, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Cyber. I forgot what the title is, but it was from Karl Marx. I read like 4 books, bro, but it helps like your mental health. It helps out like how do you want to focus on how to get to that goal. You know what I mean? It teaches you all the nuances, like how to get to point A to point Z, and knowing there're gonna be some bumps and curves. You know what I mean? Like how to have like faith, how to have belief. And the thing is blind faith. That's hard, bro. Like to not know where you're going.
And still trying to
and
get
still
there.
Trying to go there. You know what I mean?
I forgot who said it, but it's low key like insanity.
It's just, you gotta be like a little insane, like to like sit there and tell people like I'm gonna be there, and people saying you're crazy. I don't care. When I get there, then you're gonna try to say like I always believe in you. Yeah, okay, whatever. But that's where I got to. So I put down the books I was gonna read. Then I put my goal. You know, I'm gonna have placements with whatever, say Lloyd Banks, or placements with like anybody. Let's say Schoolboy Q. I had a whole list, bro, and I said how many beats I'm gonna make. I'm gonna say who I'm gonna contact. How do I contact them? How do I reach them? Whether I'm going to shows or wherever it is, just meeting them people. I had a whole game plan. Then I achieved those things. Some things, not everything, but little by little. So that's what I did the first year. I only committed to this shit literally 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Committed. Like I sometimes I think to myself, if I committed years ago, I would have been like crazy already. You know what I mean?
No, trust me, I get it.
You know, so I'm like happy. Like my third year, I got placements with him. You know what I'm saying? With Lloyd.
Well, all right, because now we going a little ahead.
Yeah, but it's just crazy.
I feel you.
But that's how it started. You know what I'm saying? Like just making a game plan, following it, do a lot of manifestations. You know what I mean? Like I have this thing where it's a saying, don't expect a great day, create one. And I live and die by that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I go to your page for the quotes. Yeah, I'm there for the quotes now. Yeah.
Like like create a great day for you, bro.
No,
like real. No matter how bad it is, don't let nobody give you.
You take notes too?
All the time.
Because I can tell by the way you write, and you definitely good at that.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Nah, yeah. You ever think about doing any books, anything like that?
I want to.
I think you should. I think you'll definitely be good at that.
Nah, I appreciate it. Yeah. So once I started reading those books, then I started. I was like, all right, second year, I'm gonna see how do I reach my favorite artists? How do I contact them? So I would DM them. You know what I mean? But before I DM, I would just start liking their shit, making comments, yo, like this is hard, blah blah blah, to feel natural.
Nah, yeah.
Not look like an opportunist, like try, you know what I mean, try to be a real person, you know what I mean. Then once I hit the DM, whether they want to respond or not, I sent the DM. Hey, I appreciate your work. I feel like this changed my life. You know what I mean? I made beats. I would love the opportunity to work with you. If you want to send me your phone number, email, whatever it is, I got you. I'll send it to you. You know what I mean? Then we can discuss business after. So I did that for a whole year. Then managed to get people to answer. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, all right, lock-in time. Now I'm studying this artist's latest album, trying to understand their sonics, with drums, kick snares they like, 808s, the bump, you know what I mean? Like that cadence. And then I'd send them a whole pack, 10-pack, 20-pack. Then they'd be like, yo, this is hard, this is hard, and then go from there. So that's how, it worked out for me. So consistently, bro. Consistently. Yeah. I got a lot of no's, you know what I mean? Yeah. But probably like 50 no's, but like 4 yeses, you know what I mean? But on 4 yeses,
those 4 yeses, you know what I mean? Wait, so now was one of these yeses St. Maurice?
That one was fucking random.
Am I going too fast forward?
No, that one was random. That one was.
That's my shit. Yo, that was my shit.
Oh, yeah?
The video. No, that was my shit. I never knew you did that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I never knew you did that one. And I know I just found out probably like last week when I was doing my research and stuff like that. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, that's my shit.
So okay, before I go to
BSF,
that, before I go to that, I started getting into making like sample packs.
Okay.
So again, like I know I play chords and shit, so I was like, all right, let me make a sample pack that sound like Griselda and shit, real dark and shit. So I made like a whole 10-pack of just different sounds and shit. So I was like, let me send it to producers that I like. So I sent it to Bank, I sent it to JR,
Smart.
I sent it to everybody, bro. Vinny Idol, mad people. He made beats for the Locks.
Come on, Vinny Idol, man. Come on.
So I don't gotta explain it, bro. So I sent it to all of them, Derringer, everybody, bro. Yeah. So they all respond. These shits is hard. You made this? So I'm like, yeah, like. We can talk wherever you want to do. You can put drums on it. We'll talk afterwards. You know what I mean? So, JR hit me up. He said, yo, these shits is hard, bro. Like, I'm gonna do something with this, and I'll let you know. So, I ain't paying no mind to it. Everyone told me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, everybody would send back the drums and shit. I'm like, this shit sound hard. Well, whatever you want to do. So, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks after, JR hit me up. He said, we got something, bro. And I was like, what we got? He was like, yo, like, BSF, Benny and shit. I said, oh, that's hard. He said, don't say nothing. I said, I ain't gonna say shit. So yeah, as soon as that shit came out, I was like, I didn't know it was gonna be a single. Yeah, I didn't know they're gonna do a video to it. I didn't know none of that shit. So
because I think they released them at the same time, right? The video and the song at the same
like
time?
all at the same time.
I remember that.
And he released it like before Christmas or
it was around that because I remember it was inside.
Yeah,
him, Hyde, he was on there
and shit, and El.Camino.
El.Camino, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's hard too.
With the hooks now, that's my guy. That's my guy.
So that like shocked me. It's crazy because that sample I made, right? I had a manager at the time, like whatever. So I had a manager at the time, so I would send him this shit, but he'll try to like send it to artists and shit. You know what I mean? So he was doing it, but no one was responding. So I got impatient. I said, I'm gonna take it in my own hands, and I'm not gonna rely on a man to give me opportunities, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make my own opportunities. So he felt some type of way. So I said, fuck it, like you don't gotta be my manager no more. I'm straight. You know what I mean? So yeah. If you feel some type of way, I don't care, dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm a grown ass man. But anyway, so that happened. Truly a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So I always thank JR all the time for the alley-oop. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, you helped me out big time with that shit. You didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was hard. And then that gave me opportunities to work with everybody at BSF because of that. You know what I mean? But seeing that single in the video, I was like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was on fire. And that was when he was like really, really pushing BSF. Like he was really pushing them.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the same year they had a listening party out here? I got to meet them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got my record signed by Benny.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And Hyde, and Rick Hyde. I got his CD.
Rick Hyde,
and I had a BSF hat. Damn, I should have worn mine.
Yeah, me and Hyde is like super.
And he do. Yo, I never knew he did beats too.
Yep.
Yo, nah, that shit fucked me up.
And his son do beats, bro.
I see now that I didn't know. Yeah, now that you just fucked me up. I gotta go check that out later.
His son do beats, bro. He got a place where Westside done a new song out. His son did it. I think he's 13, 14.
On the album, or just a single?
Single that came out.
I'm gonna go check that out. You know what song?
I forgot the title, but it's on his page.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, he's hard.
So now I know that. So all right. So now you do. Who else did you do on BSF around that time?
It was Benny, but it was a long time ago. But it didn't count as like
nothing came out. What you mean it didn't count?
It didn't really count, bro.
Why don't count?
It's not on a major label. It's not like a
we don't love Benny for the major label shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't love him for that shit. So
yeah, it's all old.
What song was it though? What song was it?
I don't remember what it's called.
Alright, you definitely gotta let me know later because I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
Some old shit, bro.
Now I'm telling you, I fuck with Benny. Now I fuck with Benny, so I probably heard it.
Benny.
So you only did Benny at the time.
Yep.
BSF.
Benny, yep, BSF. And then I hit up Rick Hyde. I was like, yo, I'm going to load you up a batch. He was like, yo, let's do it. So I sent him a batch. He got some stuff he worked on. I think it's like 4 or 5 tracks. And there's this guy they work with named Low Profile. I don't know if you heard of him before. But he's part of BSF too. He keep going back in jail and shit. But yeah, so he working on that shit. And then El.Camino, I'm working with him. What's the other one? Love Boat.
Yeah.
And then that's where I ran into what's his name? Fuego Bass.
Fuego, yeah.
Too. So that was cool. Yeah. After that, like I just started working with like trying to send beats to other artists that's like on a major label. You know what I mean? Like the whole like Moneybag Yo and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm dynamic, I'm not just like
that's random. No, that's random.
You know what I'm saying? So.
How'd you get into? I mean, because a lot of people who really kind of are boom bap kind of only stay there, or they don't really like too much anything else.
Yep.
So how did you get? How did you get into?
So I got an invite to this publishing company called Winter Circle Publishing, right? And they based in Atlanta, so they have like fucking over 200. Billboard #1 plaques. Like these producers are fucking monsters, bro. Work with Lotto, like you name it, every known person, bro. So it was a beat camp. So I went over there to Atlanta. It was like 4 days, 3 days, right? 3 days. So the first day they were like, all right, we want you to work with. It was like 10 to 12 people, and they separated us and put us in different rooms. It was called the iTunes room. One was called the Grammy room. One was called Billboard room. So you can see the motivation. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like the owner, his name is Cash, man. Shout out to Cash, bro. He was like, you know who these rooms belong to? And he told us who the producers were. I didn't know who they were. There's one called Go Grizz. I don't know.
Go Grizz, yeah. Go Grizz.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody heard this shit.
Yeah.
Go Grizz. London J. Pooh Beats. Yak Beats. There's like a couple other producers too. All of them Billboard, bro. Grammy nominated, all that shit. He said, "You were in this room. I expect hits to happen."
Which room? Which room?
I was in Grizz room.
Oh,
so he said, "I expect some hits to happen." So he was like, "All right, this is our first experiment. I want you to work with these people you don't know. I want you to collaborate, build ideas. Okay? Well, I'm looking for hits. So this is what a hit is." Right now on the radio, it's all about trap shit, 808s, and kick snares, hats, all that.
Oh, they
so
telling you this
I had to
shit.
learn that shit. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened, it had the rapper Bia.
Yeah. I know you're talking. The Money song, right?
With Busta.
The Money, yeah. She made
song
with
Busta.
Yeah, so she was coming over to the studio. So he said, "Everybody, I want you to study her album, sonically understand her shit." They didn't want to taught me how to understand the sonics and certain sounds they like, certain bounces they like. That's where I learned it from. So I was like, I don't understand what he's talking about, bro. But we all listen to the tracks. I said they all sound the same. It's all like you know what I mean. So, but I didn't really understand until like day 2. But that was the first day. So she came in, and I made the best beats I could. I couldn't collaborate with them because they don't know how to make music. They don't know how to make sounds or chords and shit. So I was doing it, but they're like, "I lay them drums, bro. I got you on those drums." Everybody get the drums. You know what I'm saying? So I did the melody, they did the drums. You know what I mean? No, there's a lot of people that deal with drums, but they don't not make no melody, dog. Like I didn't realize that was a skill I possessed over time. I didn't know. There's a lot of producers, bro, that can't make melody for shit, bro. And they be capping. All they do is putting drums on the shit, bro. And claim it is there because their name got a buzz. Like, so that happened. And then Bia came in, so I made my own beats, you know what I mean? She came in, she fucked with like 2 of them. And she was like cutting to it, like rapping to it and shit. I was like, yeah. She's like a motherfucker, bro. You know, and I said, yo, this shit can release, it's about to be popular right now. So that happened, she came, Megan Thee Stallion came, but
this early Megan?
Early
like she had a song out already or like
yeah, she had a song out.
This was like was it last year?
Nah, not last
2
year.
years ago?
Two
it had to be 2.
Yeah. 2 years ago?
COVID time fucked up everything.
Yeah, she was like on her 3rd, I don't know how much she got, but whatever is like, the most recent album she had, the one before it. But she was like 2 albums in.
2 albums in for sure. Yeah. I think the one with the cover with the newspaper and shit, like the news.
I think that was her biggest one. Like that's like her first project.
Right, first project, yeah. So he was like, we need to make beats for her. She wasn't fucking with none of my shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was a hard lesson, but it also taught me I need to understand like the artists and how to cater to them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I want to. I
was about to ask. Go ahead.
That's one thing I want to say too. Like people always say, like a producer has like a certain sound. For me, I don't have a sound, bro. Like, and I'm saying it because my job is to cater to the artists. They have a sound they like, and that becomes the sound. But I feel like it's not really the producer, bro. You know what I'm saying? To me personally.
Yeah, I feel
me personally. So anyway,
it's been like it works. The way you're saying it works, but then the hard part about that, because I wanted to ask you that, because like basically that's kind of like a work for hire in a way.
Correct.
So it's like you have to cater to what they. So let's say if they be like, I want something like Pharrell. Not saying that you're gonna have to copy Pharrell, but you gotta. Alright, maybe I shouldn't say a name, but maybe a certain song. They might be like, "Oh, I like this song. Can you make me something like this?"
And that's what they request.
Okay.
That song, I like how that is. Can you make something similar, but like, kind of like what I would like? And they'll say it like, "I like that certain kick or snare." You're catering to the artist. You're not making your own beats and give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you're catering to them. So
you kind of got to put yourself like, you got to.
You gotta be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You gotta be uncomfortable and do shit that you're not used to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people are in the box.
Stuck,
because they don't want to be uncomfortable. Like I'm stuck here, so wherever I get the sound to come, that might be next 10 years, bro. You gotta eat.
Yeah.
You don't want to make a name for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me personally. But after the Megan Thee Stallion, that didn't pan out. So I was frustrated with that. So I got back to the hotel. They told me Dream Chasers, the whole group was coming there. So I started just cooking up beats all night. I ain't going to sleep or nothing. So Meek and them came. Kerr was the one that I sent the beats to. Yeah, he was rocking with like 2 of my beats. Meek didn't fuck with none of my shit. This dude Vori, he had
Vori tough too.
But I didn't have no singing like type song. I mean, it's like his is like trap, but I didn't really have something for him. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't pan out. But that was a good experience. You know what I'm saying? I got to talk with them. Be normal. They were normal as people. I have a conversation.
Was shit 2 years ago. Before I think he might have been bubbling.
He was bubbling like when
you met a lot of people because all the names you saying, I'm like, damn, you met a lot of people when they come up.
Facts. You know what I'm saying?
While you on your come up,
I was on my come up, you know what I mean? So that was like humbling. You know what I'm saying? And then that happened. I forgot what day 3 who was there. I can't remember, but that was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we had a beat battle contest with all each other. You know what I'm saying? So I played my beats. I beat everybody in the group, whatever. So his name is Cash Johns. He's the one that owns Winter Circle Publishing. He's like, yo, here's my number. We gotta stay in contact. This, that, and the third. So I built that relationship with them and all those Billboard producers. So I have their numbers and talk to them, and they'll tell me, hey, I got opportunity. Send me these beats and shit. But again, if you be yourself and be normal, you know, like you can have those relationships. There's some awkward people, bro. Like,
yeah. Did you ever? Because I don't know you too well. But like at first, I thought you were like a quiet kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever? Did you ever have to break out your shell?
I broke out my shell when I did that beat battle contest in New York.
The first one.
That's what broke my confidence. But I was shaking, nervous. You know what I mean? And when I saw how people felt towards my music, I was like, I'm a fucking man, bro. Like fucking
as you should. As you should.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
All right, so you had the beat battle at the second time.
Yep. So I had a conversation with them. Then we went back to Connecticut, whatever. So they had like this Discord group. So basically, like you have to be invited to this group and be able to make like trap songs, boom bap songs, pop songs. Like you got to be dynamic, like very verse. You know what I mean? So I started getting in my bag and try to make beats for like Taylor Swift, like literally get in my bag and study them shits, bro. You know what I mean? So I can do all of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but throughout that course, it was like for a whole year, and they training you how to do these different genres.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, and they'll listen to it and say, I think this is great for her, and they'll try to send it out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was doing it for a whole year with them. But it was like 40 people in that group. So they were teaching us the business side, how to make music, understanding how to make Billboard hits, you know, Grammys hits, hitting songs, understand what A&R does, understand how to get your publishing deal, understand what is like everything. I know everything, you know what I'm saying? So that helped me big time. But the biggest thing he was teaching us is you gotta create your own opportunity. Like the rest of the group was relying on them for opportunity because they were established. You know what I mean? Any day they have a session with Lotto and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll be a Lotto," and think he gonna send it out to her. Like they could tell. Like I said, people could tell if your energy if you're trying to get something off of them. They don't feel natural.
Yeah.
So I was the only one that was natural to them. So like, I like this dude. Like I like Haas. Like he's just himself. He just want to make relationships, and he's fun to be around. He talk, he jokes. You know what I mean? So over that course of time, I managed to get my first placement. So that was the one during that time with the Benny the Butcher shit. So they're like, okay, out of 40 people in here, only one person got an opportunity. So what's going to happen? So they start cutting people because they're not trying. You know what I mean? They're just being laxy-daisy, not doing shit.
There.
They're just there.
Yeah.
Off of maybe popularity. Like, I'm on here, so I'm on. You know, I'm on here. You know what I mean? Like, weird people like that. You know what I'm saying? So after that happened, I started doing like beat videos on my IG. I haven't done it in a while, but during the time I was going crazy on that shit. So randomly, like Doe Pesci hit me up.
Oh, shit.
I was like, no way it's Doe Pesci, bro. Ain't Doe Pesci, it's a scam. Let me check, bro. It was him. And he was like, yo, your shit is hard. Like, yo, I think your shit sound like I can hear your shit on Lloyd Banks and shit. I was like, word? So he was like, yo, send me your best beats to this email and I'll send it to Banks. So I was like, all right, cool. I call out of work. Started cooking up like a whole 20 pack, listening to Banks and shit. And I was like, yeah, this I can hear this shit on here. So I sent it to him. I think it was like 4 days after. Pesci sent me a text and he screenshot what he sent to Banks, and he put like like the hand emoji on all of them. He said, yo, these shits is fucking crazy, bro. He said, Pesci, you killed it. He said, nah, this ain't me, bro. This is nigga Haas right here. He was like, yo, who's this? He goes like, it's Haas. Like, this is IG and shit. So I was cheesing, bro. Cheesing. Nice. So, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. Let me relax, you know what I mean? Let me just keep doing what I've been doing, you know what I mean? So I kept doing what I'm doing. I ain't trying to think about it. I ain't trying to stress about it. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever opportunity comes, it comes. You plant that seed, you just keep going, you know what I mean? So maybe like a few weeks after, like he sent me a DM when I was at work, and I was like, yo, Banks DM me, bro. He's like, yo, you ready? I'm ready. I told he said, oh, you ready to have your life change or some shit like that? I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. Like, you know what I mean? So he was like, yo, like, them beats is crazy, bro. I'm working on Cody 3. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of my shit, like I hear these shit, bro. Like, I cut to a lot of these, you know what I mean? Please send me more, please. So I was like, all right, he fucked with my shit. So, you know what I mean? He said, don't say nothing. So I just kept quiet. Obviously, I told my family and shit. But now I'm tunnel vision, dog. Like, I'm at work. I brought my laptop. I'm cooking up on break. I'm getting in trouble, bro. I don't care, bro. I'm just cooking, you know what I mean? So I took like a 3-week vacation, cooking up and shit. Started loading them up, bro. Every month. It's like 20 beats, 20 beats, 20. This is his phone number. Straight to his phone number. He gave me his phone number. Straight.
Wait, so you just send him beats to his
just
phone?
Just mad beats, bro. Yo, peace, bro. I know it. I got you, bro. Yeah. That's when you know the work ethic was crazy. Because he's like, yo, and he told me, he said, I never met someone who kept, like, besides, I think he said cartoon, like, me and him only one, like,
too.
Just flooding him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was flooding him. And he was like, yo, keep sending more. I was like, I got you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, once that happened, he was like, all right. Send me the stems. And I was like, that's it right there. That's why I knew it was official.
Oh shit.
So that's when he took, I don't know how many I had first one. 4?
4, yep.
Yeah.
And you got like out of like the first, like I think like 5 songs.
Yeah, for real. And I had a lot more. So that's what I thought. I was like, hold on, he only paid 4? I got a lot more because there's a lot more he cut to. Yo, he got a lot. I got a lot of shit he cut to. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, he send it back to you? Just
yeah, like or sometimes he don't, but he like, I did this, so don't give it to nobody. You know what I mean? So I already know like he's locked in. So I sent him the stems, and then his engineer contacted me, and he was like, "Yo, these shits is crazy, bro. Like I never heard shit like this before. Like sonically, this shit sound like industry ready shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, man. I've been ready, bro. What are you talking about?" So he sent me his number. We like, you know, text here and there. I forgot his name. Mix Man. He's a DJ for he DJ for everybody from Rockefeller and shit. Everybody. It's like Mix Man.
I'm gonna check.
He really cool with Guru. I don't know if you heard Guru, the engineer Guru. But yeah.
Yo, come on, man.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So he cool with that. And then once he told me like what the song's gonna be, he was like, all right, just wait it out. I'll let you know what's going on. So my ass growing impatient, bro. Again, I'm waiting. Like, when is Cody 3 coming out? Did I make it? Did I make the cut? Like, you know what I mean? Because like people could take your stems, but you know, there's a when you're on a record label, bro, it's not just you. Everybody gotta make decisions and shit. So I was like, all right, praying. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I speak to existence. I got 4 or 5 on these shits, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm humbled like about the experience. So I forgot what date it came out. What date? March. I think it was March. I think March it came out. April, like he sent me the picture. And then showed, like, you know, my name on it. I said, no way, bro.
Oh, yeah, because he put up the picture of the back of it.
But we got it, like, all the producers got it way before then. I was like, yo, I'm just staring at this shit like, this is real life.
Nah, yeah.
This is real life, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. And my sister, like, she's, like obsessed with, like, Banks. Yeah. Obsessed, bro. Like, she put me onto Banks, you know what I'm saying? So when she saw that, she lost her marbles, bro. She was like, you know, I knew it because she always said, I know one day you're going to be on there, you know what I mean? So to finally see that, like, it was written, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that happened, and my life changed, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy. DM's going crazy, like, everything just, like, changed after that. So,
I bet, man, I bet.
Yeah, man, it was exciting, and he invited all the producers to the listening party. So it was at Quad Studios over there. Yeah. So we went over there.
You know about Quad?
I never went there. That was the first time I went there.
You know what I'm saying? You know about it?
Oh, I know about it. Yeah, for sure.
That's a famous studio.
That shit's historical.
Yeah, historical. Yep.
So I went there, and I was early, and I ran to Cartoon Beats. I didn't know what he looked like or anything. So he's like, yo, I said, I'm Haas, whatever. He goes, I'm Cartoon. I said, oh, word, nice to meet you. So we, talked a little bit. But we were the first there, bro. The first there. No one else was there. And then we got inside the office. We just vibing and shit. And then Cormega came in, and then we started talking to him and shit. And then I was like, yo, like, my dad's a big fan of you, man. I love your shit too. Like, like you crazy, bro. Cormega, bro. So he's like, I'm humble. He's mad humble, bro.
He's the first person I got my record signed.
Oh, really?
Yo, after that, I just went, he is.
So he's awesome. So I was like, yo, if you need beats, I got you. He goes, you already know, bro. Like, I was like, all right, cool, So there's other couple people I didn't really notice. Like, some were like big DJs. back in the day. But there was a lot of famous people there for sure.
Was V Don there?
V Don was there. DNA was there.
All right. The battle rapper?
Yeah,
Right,
bro. I didn't know who he was. That's embarrassing because I didn't know who he was, and he was like, "Yo, you crazy, Haas? Like, yo, your beats is crazy." I'm like, "Who's this guy like going crazy, like hyping me up and shit?" You know what I mean? So they're like, "You don't know who he is?" Nah, because I stopped watching battle rap a long time ago, and he was like, "You don't know who I am?" I said, "Nah, dog. Like, who are you, bro?" And he was like, "I'm DNA." I don't know, and he showed me. I was like, "Oh yeah, word." He's like,
"Nah, you ain't gonna win that."
My bad, bro. I was like, yo, but it was like some famous photographers there, so it was good. You know what I mean? So what I did was before Lloyd Banks came in, I just like started introducing myself to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, my name is Hassan. I did this beat, and then they take pictures. Again, don't be awkward. Like, make relationships. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of them were sitting on the chair not doing nothing. Some are producers, but like. Mean cartoons is out there. I think Justin too was making relationships out there.
Cartoon, yeah, he be outside too. I ain't gonna lie, I thought y'all was related at first.
Nah.
Yeah, it kind of remind me of each other. Like
he's cool.
Yeah, he a cool dude.
He's cool, man. He put me on some game too, so he's cool as hell. We talk too. We tell each other what's going on and shit like that. So he's cool.
That's definitely what's up. I think y'all make a nice team if you ever work with somebody else. Even if it's another Banks project, whatever it is. Even if it's
you never know.
Yeah. So before we get into everything else, I want to take a 5-minute break because everybody they don't see what we see because you keep saying my brother. Yeah. So we got to get him on up here. We got to take a little quick 5-minute break and then we're gonna get into it.
All right.